Champ, some people were criticizing Ryan's defense in his last fight versus Duarte. They were talking about the shoulder roll. You know, you're the master defensive boxer of all time. What do you think of his defense?
Just my personal opinion, I thought that he took his time, he was patient, more focused. Whoever didn't like his performance, I mean, I feel like it was a well-rounded performance. He did what he had to do, went out there, executed the game plan. I'm pretty sure he had a good game plan. He didn't rush, and when it was time to strike, that's what he did.
Right.
In the shoulder roll, only thing he can do is get better. It wasn't bad. At least I didn't think it was bad when I watched the fight.
People were hating. I thought it was great.
That comes with the territory.
Right.
He has to continue to focus on himself, continue to believe in himself, believe in his skills, and
you liked his performance, though?
He's young. He's still growing.
Right.
He's still learning.
And guess what?
Back in the day, Floyd Mayweather made a serious push to recruit Ryan Garcia into the Mayweather Promotions fold. Garcia is undoubtedly one of the sport's biggest names, and while his results have fluctuated lately, his massive social media following keeps him among boxing's most commercially viable attractions. Mayweather has repeatedly tried to pry the Mexican-American star away from bitter rival Oscar de la Hoya's stable, though he's largely come up short in those efforts. That said, Floyd has always spoken highly of Garcia's abilities and has routinely made himself available to offer advice and mentorship as Garcia navigates his career path. Mayweather has even gone as far as defending Garcia's heavy online presence, framing it as simply his personal brand of hustle.
Not really, you know, young fighters will take it the wrong way when you say certain things sometimes.
Right.
Even like a while back when it's called divide and conquer. When I talked about like YouTube, I wasn't talking. I said, listen.
I don't cry about shit.
I'm saying if that was his hustle, if he got a lot of followers from wherever he got them from, that's his hustle.
Right.
And he's supposed to say, yo, you can't knock my hustle, no matter where I got him from.
Right.
And
the funny thing, I didn't even do YouTube.
no. It's not. No. I think
I've done it a little bit.
Social media.
Yeah, but you know,
We still got 1 million on there.
when it's all said and done, we don't really care about the followers. We care about his performance.
There it is.
He had a little minor setback, major comeback.
There's a strong bond of mutual admiration between Floyd and Ryan, so it's hardly shocking that the two often find excuses to link up. They've been spotted together repeatedly over the past several years. Floyd has shared some of his most closely guarded training methods with Ryan, which has played a role in sharpening his skills and molding him into a more complete fighter.
We're good. Money.
Given how close these two have become over time, many would expect Ryan's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, to lose his cool and lash out at Floyd for attempting to steal his fighter. Yet the Golden Boy Promotions founder has raised no objections to Ryan joining Floyd for late-night training sessions. He even went so far as to suggest that it's advantageous for Floyd to pass along his knowledge and help Ryan evolve into a more polished and successful boxer.
Running with Floyd, and I know that back in the day that, just your overall thoughts that he's able to, work with the other side promoter after fighting Tank. Is it just a good relationship that after the fights are done?
First of all, if Floyd Mayweather Jr. is actively promoting and is still a promoter, which I'm not sure because Al Heyman doesn't have dates until March. So I don't know what Floyd Mayweather Jr. is doing in the meantime. But look, back in the day in my book, that was a conflict of interest. Back in my day, that was, we might put you on notice because promoters are talking to our fighters or poaching. But I don't think that's the case. I think that it's great that Ryan and Floyd are running together because he can soak up all the knowledge from Floyd. A young kid who can be amongst greats is always a positive for me.
It's no secret that Ryan Garcia doesn't share a tight bond with his promoter. He and Oscar frequently appear to be on opposing sides when fight dates approach. Take 2023, for instance, when Ryan publicly accused boxing icons Bernard Hopkins and De La Hoya of trying to set him up for failure against Oscar Duarte. Garcia didn't hold back, confronting his promoter directly to his face. It made for an awkward spectacle, but that was a clear moment when everyone realized the relationship between him and his promoter was deeply fractured.
One thing that's been on my heart is the statements that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm going to finish or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that. My coach does, my team does, everybody that grinds with me day in and day out. That's who decides, and ultimately God decides, not him. Nobody was telling him when to stop boxing. He stopped boxing at 145, so kudos to him. But he don't determine that. And another thing I want to touch on is, Oscar saying that we misinterpret what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So it's very clear to me that they're backing this guy to beat me just like they thought was gonna beat me. He was the next Filipino star. They say he's the next Mexican star. You know what? I put everything into this fight. For the first time, I'm extremely committed in a long time. 2021 was one of the times it kind of broke me. 2022, changed me. 2023 opened my eyes. I'm about to come back for everything. I'm just lasered and I'm laser focused. That's what my confidence is.
That tension between fighter and promoter continues to this day. Even during Ryan's most recent press conference promoting the Conor Benn fight set for September 12th, the WBC welterweight champion took a swipe at De La Hoya with cameras rolling. When reporters asked about De La Hoya's involvement in the complex negotiations for the upcoming bout, Garcia responded coldly, "Not a lot, I guess." That overt display of disrespect sent immediate shockwaves through the combat sports world. Garcia's longtime attorney, Guadalupe Valencia, twisted the knife further by issuing a carefully worded technical statement clarifying to the media that Golden Boy is essentially just a partner alongside Garcia's own promotional company.
Obviously, Ryan and Conor are up there. Ryan, maybe this is a question for you. What involvement does Oscar De La Hoya have in this fight?
What? Not a lot, I guess. He said, what does Oscar have involvement with this? I mean, he's part of it, right? Yeah, he's cool.
So, they're co-promoters with Ryan and our company, Ryan Garcia Promotions. So, they're partners with us. That's it.
Ryan's current falling out with Oscar can be traced back to when De La Hoya went on Instagram Live to publicly trash the Ryan versus Ben matchup, insisting that absolutely no one wanted to see that fight and that he would have favored a rematch with Devin Haney instead.
Yo, what's up, guys? Lots of fake news going around. Okay, so people are posting about the Ryan Garcia fight and Conor Benn fight in Las Vegas, September 12th. But I have yet to be approached about making this fight. We signed a 2-fight deal for Ryan with the Saudis last year. The first fight was with Barrios, and apparently the Saudis have chosen Conor Benn to be Ryan's next opponent. Nobody's asking for this fight. The fans are definitely not wanting this fight. And if it were up to me, I would have picked Devin Haney for the rematch. That's a much bigger fight. But because Turkey owns Zuffa and wants to help them out, he picked Conor Benn. But whatever, that's fine. I mean, look, you can't just make fights without Golden Boy and DAZN. I know Paramount wants the Ryan fight on their network because their regular Zuffa fights do a few thousand views.
Garcia was thoroughly unimpressed by his promoter trying to undermine the promotional push for his own event, responding with brutal honesty. Garcia publicly demanded that De La Hoya stop fueling the chaos, bluntly telling the boxing legend to simply take his check and move on. Garcia openly questioned why a promoter would actively criticize an event they're being paid for, making it clear that their already fragile relationship is barely holding together.
If any involvement does Oscar have in this fight?
He's a co-promotion. Golden Boy is a co-promotion with Ryan Garcia Promotions, and we have one more fight with them, so they're going to be part of one more as co-promotion with my promotion. So that's pretty much it.
And that one more fight, that doesn't include this one, right? That's one more after this one?
Yeah, one more after this one. Yeah.
Is there any reason why he wasn't on the stage on Saturday at Fanatics Fest?
Oh, I mean, I don't really, I'm not in charge of that, so I don't really know why he wasn't there. I'm not in charge.
Well, one of the big things that a lot of people are looking forward to is, will he be up there with Dana White? They have a long sort of, very friction-like relationship. Will they be up there together?
I have no idea. I mean, if I did, I would tell you, but I have no idea. I just show up wherever I need to be.
One thing that I have said on the show and that I heard was that when you did the Times Square fight, you signed a 2-fight deal with Turkey and the Saudis and Sella, and this fight falls under that, and that's why he's probably not going to be as visible for this particular fight. Is that an accurate thing to say?
Yeah, you could say that. I have obviously Oscar's. I don't know if it's called sold my fights to Sella for 2 fights. I don't really know how that works. I just know that I have one more fight with Turkey.
Does he profit off of this one though?
Of course, yeah. Of course he profits off it. Come on now.
So does it bother you when he comes out and says, "Yo, I don't want to see this fight. This fight doesn't."
It makes no sense. You're getting paid off it. I don't understand why you're talking shit about it. It's like, bro, collect your check and move on. Like, what is the point of that? It makes no sense. You're getting paid. What? If you're getting paid, why are you talking shit? It makes no sense, bro. And nobody's even mad at you. I haven't even talked shit about him in a long time. I don't understand where that came from. It's like, why are you putting my fight down, bro? Like, I have no problems with you. I still don't. I don't really care. I just don't understand why that. I really don't get it. I don't know the thinking process in that.
Oscar believes the Ryan versus Ben fight will be a massive success, with fans from 2 continents filling the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Oscar predicted over 20,000 British supporters alone are anticipated for this event. He nevertheless remained steadfast in his belief that the rematch with Devin Haney represents a considerably bigger attraction.
One thing that he did say in our chat was that he felt like you were putting the fight down, that you were demoting it, that you were essentially trying to get people not to watch. And then I saw in the comments on the post that we had on Instagram that you said, no, I just feel like the Haney fight is better. And so can you tell us, what is your sentiment towards this fight?
Well, towards this fight, it's going to be massive. Obviously, I would say about
20,000 Brits will probably come over to the US, to Las Vegas on fight week. Reminds me of when I promoted Floyd Mayweather versus Ricky Hatton back in the day. We had about 60,000 Brits who flew over to participate in the activities, and it was such a special event. So I kind of have that feeling now. I think about 20,000 Brits will come over and wanna support their very own and Conor Benn. It's gonna be a massive event. But look, I feel that this event is gonna be a special one. The fact that Ryan Garcia, we've positioned him to take over the September date, which is very important in boxing. And I'm very glad that Ryan Garcia now has the throne.
Okay, but this is a bit of a departure from your initial sentiment, which was the Haney fight is bigger and more interesting.
Oh, no. And everybody will agree with me. The Haney fight obviously is much bigger. There's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of animosity. Imagine with the father and Devin Haney, and I mean, it would be massive. It would literally be bigger than this. I would assume people would agree with me, but will it be a better fight? I don't know. Conor Benn is an amazing fighter. He's an action-packed fighter. So my sentiment towards it in the beginning was, yeah, the Haney fight will be bigger.
The September 12th fight is indeed shaping up to be a memorable occasion. Both boxers have seized every opportunity to publicly attack one another. Benn has been riding high during interviews, actively questioning Ryan's resolve heading into this contest. In one of his interviews, he boldly declared that he intends to make the American quit. Benn mentioned that the critics who underestimate him now will witness him capture his first world title on September 12th. His victories over Chris Eubank represented the turning point in his career, and he feels stronger and more assured. Benn pointed out that from here on, he's only going to face the biggest names. He also shared a knockout prediction, which is daring considering he enters this fight as the underdog.
You know, speaking of you punching people's heads in, you and Ryan got in it on X the other day. You said he lacks heart and you're going to make him quit.
Yeah.
You know,
That's not speculation. That's facts. We've seen it. As soon as he gets on top, as soon as he gets a bit rough in there, he don't like it. You know, so I'll go in there and I'll show him. I'll show him what I'm like.
You know, speaking of your heart, you had those two incredible fights with Eubank. Talk to me a little bit about what you learned in those fights and what you gained from that.
I learned I could go to the well and back. You know, they were hard fights. They were extremely taxing and challenging. You know, especially up at middleweight. They were hard fights. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for, to give the fans, you know, fight of the year kind of fights. You know, and just keeping it moving.
Yeah, I love that fight for you, man.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it.
You know, going forward, should you get past Ryan, what are your goals in the sport of boxing? Are you going for the Zuffa belt? Are you going for undisputed?
I just got to get this world title. That's it. That's all I'm focused on at the minute. Like, all the rest is noise. I'm focused on getting that belt.
How do you see this one playing out?
I think I'll knock him out.
What round?
I can't say. I just don't see him going. I just don't see it going points. I don't see it going points.
While the entire world is counting out the British challenger, boxing legend Terence Crawford has completely flipped the narrative. The undefeated pound-for-pound king is aggressively calling for the upset. Crawford insists that Garcia might hold the edge in experience, but Benn's considerable size, relentless motor, and natural power at welterweight will prove overwhelming.
Seems like Ryan versus Conor. That's what it seems like. How do you think that fight goes?
I think that's a good fight. I think, of course, Ryan got the experience, but I think Conor got the size and the power, and I think that it's going to be an interesting fight moving forward.
Okay. Do you have a pick?
I'm going to go with Conor.
Really?
I'm going to go with Conor.
For real?
I think you're going to upset him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people picking Conor.
I'm going to pick him just because.
Just
I'm
because?
going to go out there
All right.
and pick him.
Wow.
The boxing world is heavily favoring Ryan Garcia to emerge victorious in this fight. However, the experts aren't certain which version of Ryan will show up. Nevertheless, Ryan is determined to put an end to Benn's career. For him, losing this fight is not an option. We would love to hear from you though. Who do you want to see winning this one? Drop your predictions in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned and we will catch you in the next video.